Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awaken to Happiness Open. Oh my God. Welcome to the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. I'm flustered, I'll be honest, because I have a new Mac and I don't know where the camera is.
Yeah.
I'm looking in the camera or not, but I'm hoping I am. So I gotta find it. Where is it? But my dear friend Sarah Massiah is back with us. I'm excited, like I always am when I'm talking to her. And today we're going to be talking about the hidden energies stealing your happiness. And so some of what we're going to talk about today is we're going to reveal the hidden energetic forces that impinge upon happiness and illuminate the path to higher consciousness, higher remembrance, release, and reforming the dents within. So we'll talk about that. And this conversation brings awareness to the unseen layers of consciousness that influence your joy, health, and forward movement. It offers energetic insight, soul remembrance, language for subtle distortions, and a pathway back to wholeness. And so within this episode today, you will receive a complimentary energetic activation that's designed to gently loosen and dissolve the energy of stagnation, one of the greatest unseen blocks to happiness. And during this activation, we are going to stimulate energetic flow through the heart field, the solar plexus, and kidney region, restoring inner circulation and reigniting hope. So simply, as Sarah would say, simply just be open to receiving. There's nothing for you to do. Just be here with us and say yes to regaining your happiness, right? And so
Yeah.
that's some of what we're gonna do. We'll talk about that in a moment. But for those of you who may not know Sarah, she's been with us many times. We love having her on the show. She is an award-winning author, multidimensional healer, and a founding member of the Elohim High Council of Light. She works directly with Creator, Melchizedek, Ascended Masters, and Angels, bringing through the golden keys from Melchizedek, the original keys of creation containing the key codes that shape all experiences across the cosmos. So we're going to talk to Sarah about that as well, because we always talk about Melchizedek and the keys during our conversations. So everyone, please join me in welcoming Sarah back to the show. Sarah, welcome.
Hi, thanks. It's great to be back on and to talk about this topic. Recently, I've channeled some information for everybody, yes, about happiness and the hidden energies that can be running in the background. Obviously, we've got huge energies that we can pass through that take our happiness, and we feel like we can't move forward. But there's lots of subtle energies that we're going to discuss today that are worth a second look.
Absolutely. And one of the things I wanted to ask you about is that energy of stagnation, right? And so I
Yeah,
know for a lot of people, myself included, I was going through a phase, I was going through a healing crisis and ascension symptoms and all that wonderful stuff, but I was also feeling like nothing was moving, right? I,
absolutely.
I was going through the motions, but nothing was moving. But now
Mm,
that's different. For me,
good.
anyways, things are moving really, really fast. And so it's like, all right,
Right.
let's go. But I
Yeah,
think that is something we experience from time to time because of just life in general, because of ascension related symptoms, and again, those unseen, hidden things that are, in the way and stealing our joy, our happiness, our momentum, right? That we may not think about.
absolutely. Yeah, and stagnation, I channeled, is actually a quite a big energy. We don't really think about feeling like nothing's moving with, or the word even stagnation. To me, it makes me envisage a boggy old swamp. But we can get bogged down in that type of swampy old energy. So it slowly erodes joy when we're in this energy of stagnation. Upstairs, inform me. And when we're in that, hope can fade, creativity dulls, and euphoria dims, and the soul feels a little bit stuck. So movement is essential to our happiness. They told me upstairs, and that's why I included that in this chat today, because it's not something you'd necessarily think or put together. I feel like I'm not moving, but it does actually erode happiness because, yeah, if we feel like we're stuck, it really does dim our expression and our light.
Absolutely. And before
Yeah.
we go further, I just wanted to say really quickly for those of you celebrating today, happy St. Patrick's Day. I was looking to see if I had any green in the shawl, and I'm just going to pretend that there is. To
Lovely.
pretend there is some green in the shawl somewhere.
Oh,
So,
bless you.
so you have lots of green in your background, Sarah. I see that. So it's like, oh,
I've
lucky
got
her.
green, but I haven't got green on. No green. I nearly wore green, funnily, but yeah, I didn't do it. So yeah, no green. Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone.
So it's a lucky day, obviously, as we all know. And whether you are Irish or not today, everybody's Irish. And so there is green in this picture. So yay, there's green. I'll take that. Um, I'll take that. So, and it is again, even with, I'm just being funny in the moment, but even with St.
Yeah,
Patrick's Day, also, it is a lot about luck and fortune and energy, right? The energies that we are embodying, the energies that we're calling in. And so these energies of happiness and joy and movement are
yeah,
also energies that we can work with and codes that we can work with to get unstuck. But I think but what you said, as well, it's really important to recognize, I feel anyway, as well, that what is it that is, hindering you being happy? What is in the way? What is blocking your happiness? I don't like to use the word block, but what is in the way of you being happy? Having that
absolutely.
awareness, because then you can change it, right? So
Yeah. Actually, and if you bring the energy and you can acknowledge that, oh, might be feeling a bit like I'm not flowing in a certain area, once you acknowledge it, it's a little bit of a way there to actually move forward and change it. Because obviously all higher consciousness is definitely flow. So when we're in flow, we're acting in high, like greater consciousness or with greater consciousness. And it's just that to be aware of stagnation on our healing journey, I think. I did actually channel a little bit about stagnation. So it is actually, they told me upstairs, where a lot of our unhappiness lies. Stagnation affects the way we move and has a profound effect on form. If one's world stagnates, there is no movement. There is often a slow rotting away of exuberance and euphoria and hope even, which deeply impinges upon happiness and the lived experience. A feeling of stagnation is significant, and one sorry, and when one is held within this energy, nothing flows as it should. Here we discuss we can feel stagnant with money as well as prospects and work. In bodily form, one must renew this energy, as much dis-ease is linked to stagnation. It can actually impinge our movement, obviously, and they told me that a circulatory system can become affected when you're engulfed, and they talked about being engulfed in this energy at times. And I guess, I mean, I can actually say that I've felt at times, oh, I'm not moving. I feel like everything's not flowing. And I suppose everybody would have had different experience of that energy, and that impinges on happiness.
absolutely. And we do from time to time, but I think it's important also to not focus on that, like not going into the negativity of it, of
Oh,
being
absolutely.
right depressed or anxious or anything like that. But it is about recognizing it's like, okay, I'm going through a phase or a time where it seems like, it feels like nothing is moving, right?
Absolutely.
But the thing is, and this is what I always say, it's like, regardless of how you are feeling and what you are observing, everything is always moving. Energy is always in motion. And so
Absolutely.
I think that's just a belief that we have that we're saying that says everything is stuck. We're in stagnation mode. It's like everything is always moving, right? But how can
Yeah.
we move with joy and happiness? How can we
Yeah.
create that movement with joy and happiness, right?
Absolutely. And they did give me a great I've got like affirmations. I really love affirmations. And if we can use such things, like I've written one, well, I've channeled one for today. For instance, I stand anchored in divine light as all shifts and transforms around me. Where there is upheaval, I become a beacon of stability, trust, and higher knowing. I choose to see beyond chaos into creation, beyond endings into new beginnings. My energy uplifts the collective, restoring flow, harmony, and hope for all beings. Through my presence, the world remembers its balance, its healing, and its light.
Mm. Beautiful. And part of that is like it's not just words, but actually feeling that, right? Actually embodying those
Absolutely.
affirmations or those phrases. So I just want to ask everybody who's here live with us now and afterwards, if you're watching on the replay, you can also comment. How many of you are feeling stuck or in that period of stagnation or where nothing is moving? I didn't think I didn't know this is what the where we were going to go with this, but this is what I'm feeling is important to ask people. How many of you, and if you want to just type in the chat, yes or no. It was just interesting to acknowledge it as well, like you said, Sarah, right? To acknowledge that
Yeah,
yes, I'm in this phase, time period, that this is how I'm feeling, but then we'll move on into the signs
yeah,
and etc. So
yeah,
there are quite a few people who are saying that yes, they are feeling stuck or in that period of stagnation,
yeah,
right? So you're not alone, right? So you're definitely not alone. There's a lot of us who are going through that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and
And of
so
course,
go
there
ahead.
are tools we could do to aid ourselves with the affirmations, but also our vision board to, yeah, really put our visions and visually keep reminding ourselves of what our vision is for. Obviously, sometimes there's deeper emotions behind why we are feeling stuck or stagnating, but it's about unpicking those. And that's where we need to kind of deeply reflect and then try to move forward from it through the methods that we can, the methods we've got to hand.
Well, yeah, the feeling of being stuck or in stagnation, I think those are signs for us, like signposts,
Absolutely.
to guide us into movement or into reflection or into healing of some sort that may be required, right?
Absolutely, yeah, because everything is energy, as we know, and some old energies in times gone by, we would have felt totally stuck with no, like in a box or no way out, or just the flow was absent. So it'd be looking at that energetically if we're doing that type of work, or working with our angels and guides to aid us to feel like flow again. And angels can only kind of work with us if we invite them in, as we know. So unless we invite them in, they're not going to just turn up because they can't interrupt the free will journey. So it's about, yeah, tuning into yourself as well and what you need. But um, absolutely, we can help ourselves in little ways or big ways. It depends,
Yeah.
where we are on our journey.
And so, you stated that happiness isn't, or unhappiness or happiness fading isn't necessarily due to major life events, but they can be subtle, right? Unseen energies that are
Subtle.
quietly denting your wholeness, such as
Yeah,
awkward silence, embarrassment, retold stories of pain, unkindness
yeah.
towards self, and a quiet fear that the future is blighted. So, that quiet fear that the future is blighted, that's more like anxiety of the future, right?
Absolutely. And obviously, when we feel like our future's blighted, it is a subtle energy that's going to drain our happiness. Blight is a kind of an energy of deep despair, especially the belief that your future's damaged or doomed in some way, because blight's a very heavy, weary energy. Um, uh, Obviously, it is a stagnant energy as well. That's why brought stagnation in as a topic to discuss around happiness, especially around when we feel blighted. It can be around survival, which is huge. Money, feel like we're blighted. Our money situation's blighted, and also like it's a an energy that controls us. So it's really important to look at where we might feel blighted. And it's not a word I'd necessarily use. It's a word I've channeled for the subtle energies that they wanted us to discuss today, to share. Energetically, blight actually affects our filtration system and forward motion. Um, yeah, so many have healed probably scarcity, but we haven't all healed blights of money, money blights, or blight in general, which is a very heavy, dense energy.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right, that's not a word that I would normally use as well.
No,
But
I
but
wouldn't
it,
use
it
it.
is interesting that might be something that might resonate with one of our past lives, for example, right? And so
Absolutely.
even though we don't use those types of words now in our everyday language, we may have in the past. And so that energy might still be there in our field.
Absolutely. Also, I'd like to draw attention to there's a lot of blight in the world today, and it's also we can pick up on the blight of others, the heaviness. So it's about knowing what is our energy, what's ours, and what is we're picking up on, and it's about trying to discern is it our own or is it something that like deeper and heavier than that, that is going on because we can obviously we can all feel the blight of others, and often if you just have to turn on the news and yeah it can you can really feel the blight. So I think it's about looking about where the blight comes from as well. Is it our blight or is it something that's happening socially or something that's happening to a lot of other souls that isn't actually ours?
Absolutely. And right now, there is so much happening on the
Yeah.
planet, in the collective, that we maybe
Mm.
also be picking up on that for sure, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
not recognizing that it's not ours, but
yeah,
we can still send energies, etc., to transform it
absolutely.
in some way, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I
so
think we need to envisage sending healing out to those that are in the energy of blight as well, because it's a huge energy, and also we can help ourselves because if we uplift ourselves out of this type of energy, then actually we're actually shining, and it is kind of as we've talked about before, catching. So your energy is kind of catching, and others can really feel
Mhm.
uplifted if you are feeling like happy and joyful as a soul. So, it's about looking at that as well.
Absolutely. And so today's topic, of course, is also going to um, mm, be an indicator for people or resonate with people if they are feeling a little bit off right now, but cannot explain why. They're just feeling off, right? But also um, it's also this energy of trying, and then things not working out, and then being, you know, how do I put this? Um, it's like no matter what I do, it's not, nothing works kind of thing, right? And
Yeah.
so that could be one of those hidden energies as well, right?
Absolutely. And the thing is, with even when we're healing, we can have times, we can move through times that obviously trigger us. And then we can feel that energy again. So we might think, oh, I feel perfectly happy. And then something happens and you're back to feeling, oh, you know. But it is about, yeah, it is about trying to bring yourself back and recognizing triggers, I
Hmm.
think,
Hmm.
and doing the if we cut with do the work on ourselves, but also remember to come back to that affirmation, the positive place, even if we can only do it for a few moments, just sitting, connecting with Creator, or even if we can't feel like we're connected, just spending some time feeling in that energy of Creator's love, really, and just asking for our angels and guides to surround us to help us with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's an interesting comment in the chat, and it says it's an internal battle between my higher self and me holding on to unhealthy lifestyle choices. And
Yeah,
again, I just want to say really quickly, there's no battle between your higher self and you. That's just your ego, your mind thinking that there's a battle there. Your higher self is not battling with you ever. But the point about the unhealthy lifestyle choices, having that pattern of of you saying you have or feeling like you have unhealthy lifestyle choices. Again, that's also a pattern that may be bringing up sadness within yourself, right? And that may be
absolutely.
also affecting your happiness as well.
And also, like the berating yourself for those choices is really does impinge on our happiness because how if you're berating yourself the whole time, how it's very hard to lift out of that. And I mean, there's so many energies to do with that. that energy. Like, for instance, you might need to raise yourself by taking a hit of something, or if we're looking at, you know, hit of alcohol, whatever, hit of food, it doesn't matter. There's like lots of, if we're talking about that energy, there's lots of subtle energies linked to that as well. But obviously, the berating yourself will actually definitely impinge on happiness. So it's trying to get out of, because we should have done a lot. We should have, could have, would have, but we've got to work with where we are right now,
Yeah,
and look at, yeah, what we can do right now, even if it's a tiny minuscule change, would be the thing to look at. And when you have done really well, it's about acknowledging, I think, your success in where you what you've actually managed to accomplish, even if it's only a day. It's a day that you've accomplished something that you hadn't the day before. So I think, we're too hard on ourselves,
for
and that
sure.
does definitely impinge on happiness.
Yeah, absolutely. So, come to that point of neutrality and acceptance and compassion for yourself, but then continue to, do the inner work, right? Do the work that you feel called to do to change some of those patterns, even slightly, like Sarah was saying. Even a small, minuscule change is going to, in the long run, make a big difference. It's just the starting. So
Yeah.
don't judge yourself. Don't be so harsh and critical of yourself. It's okay, right?
Mm,
You're fine.
absolutely.
And your higher
Yeah.
self loves you regardless of whether you have these unhealthy lifestyle choices or not. So do
And
not worry about that.
so does creator. And yeah, it's about, it's about not berating yourself if you have a moment where you don't do what you wish that if you fall off the wagon, basically, it's about getting back on it.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah,
And I think that's important. And we've all had that. We all have those types of
absolutely.
feelings and thoughts for sure. But that's when you have to
Yeah,
come back to, okay, it's okay. And
yeah,
I'm on a journey. It's a journey. It's okay. And
yeah,
let me
absolutely.
do one thing differently today, when whatever that
Yeah.
happens to be, and then start
And
with
we've
that.
all made unhealthy lifestyle choices because
Of
we're
course.
human, and we're living a human experience, but it's not to get caught up in that. It's about to continually work on yourself to make yourself a step forward, like to step forward from yesterday to now. It's like taking a step forward and not without the berating of self.
Yeah, exactly. And just be gentle with yourself and breathe. It's all good.
Mm.
It's all good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always like to think in the grand scheme of things, how important is this really? Right? And
Yeah,
usually not that important. So it's like, okay. But we're not all perfect for sure. We all have our little quirks and things, and it's okay. Recognize that about yourself and still love yourself anyways, right? Still
yeah,
accept yourself anyways and have compassion for your journey. I wish I was,
absolutely.
I wish I was had healthier lifestyle choices too. I mean, I'm pretty healthy, but I could eat more vegetables,
Yeah,
or I could cook, but I hate cooking, and so I don't cook. But that would be good, right? But
yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I think it's just about the not judging yourself too harshly, and keep working on yourself. We're all a work in motion. It's about, well, it would be about looking at like there's many energies that make us fall, do things that we're not happy with. So it's about really keep working through those.
Yeah, and you know what I like to say sometimes is, yeah, I don't like to cook in this lifetime, but I'm sure I must have been a chef in some other lifetime, for
Absolutely,
sure.
absolutely, absolutely, definitely.
Because
Oh dear.
it's just not for
Yeah,
this lifetime, so it's okay.
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, we've all got things that we're still working on.
Yeah. And of course, a lot of us who are on the ascension path and doing the spiritual work, I think we judge ourselves the harshest and the hardest way possible, right? Because
Yeah,
we think we should be better at
uh,
this, beyond this, we should have already healed this, etc., etc., etc. And that can
we
also impinge on our happiness as well.
absolutely. Because often we think we should be perfect, but we're not perfect. We're still working on our own struggles and our own old baggage, if you like. We're still working on that. We're
Yeah,
and upstairs, they told me we're a continuous work in motion. There's always going to be something to work on because we are living in the duality. We've stepped into a duality of existence. So there will always be some work to do.
absolutely. And I always say if we are still here, there's still some work to do. But that does not mean, and I like to stress this often, that does not mean we go looking for work to do. Do the work
Absolutely
when
not.
stuff happens. Like live your
Yeah.
life, live your best life, do what makes you happy, and etc. And then things are going to come up, then do the inner work. But don't just, go looking for stuff to heal or work on.
No, often you just need to be aware of the trigger, really, and your reaction to a trigger. And when something know what you no longer feel the reaction, you've healed that aspect. Yeah, so that's the way I view it. But yeah, definitely you shouldn't be like just completely worrying about every single thing you've got left to heal. It's not about that. I've
Yeah.
you know we can make lists and lists and reams. I've got a few that I'm not, but I'm not worried. I'll get to them at some point. So I think we just need to
Yeah.
acknowledge that, we've got time. They did give me something about time as well. I did write it down. If we're counting time, it actually robs our happiness. Waiting for the future to unfold is something that robs our happiness as well. So just to bring back to happiness, I think that, we need to not count our time and not count how much more we've got to go. We need to really kind of stay in the moment and
Yeah.
look for the positives in things as well. Often we get too drawn down into the weary. We can get not all we can get drawn down into the weary, heavy energy of the healing or what's happening next, and it's about trying not to go there.
Absolutely. And just yesterday I found a long list of things that I need to heal. And I'm like, oh, I don't know when I wrote this list, but it was like, wow. Like, okay,
Nah,
well,
I've got a little book that I've got, and it's just, yeah, I cross it off, or something else comes up is more important. So I end up not doing my list, but I'm not worried about my list. My list will
exactly.
get, it will get done they give me in divine timing. Everything's in
Exactly.
divine timing. And that's what we have to, remember when we're
Yes.
doing our healing work. Everything's in divine timing.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
Yeah.
How does that sound, Annette? Does that feel good? I'm just gonna go back and take a look and see if there's something else I missed. um, in what we were going to talk about today, because there's so much about this, right? So the
Yeah,
things, the
absolutely.
the hidden energies that are stealing your happiness. So I just want to ask everybody really quickly, what do you think for yourself? What is the hidden energy that is stealing your happiness, that you feel is stealing your happiness? And so, you know, for me, I'm so transparent on these shows, it's like it's not even funny, but it's self-judgment and self-criticism.
Yeah.
I'm like, I criticize myself like crazy, which I should not, but I still do from time to time. But so being hard on myself is for me, I think what can steal my happiness, right? It's in the past it used to be fear of judgment of others, but not anymore. It's like I don't
No, I
care.
don't want.
I don't worry about that anymore. Um, I'm not that special that people are that have to worry about people what they think. It's like no, it's okay. I have enough of my own stuff to deal with. That is not one of those things. So let us
Mm,
know in the chat, and so we'll have a quick little conversation about that as well. But for me, it was judgment for sure, and self-criticism, right? Um, and somebody else, I can definitely relate to that, not being good enough. Yeah, it's like
yeah. Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
constantly comparing ourselves with other people, right? But our
Absolutely.
journeys are totally different.
Yeah, and what one soul may offer, the other soul would offer it differently. So I think there's a place for everybody, and it's about not getting caught up in the competition of life as well when we're talking about that. Sometimes we can feel life is we're competing with this person or that person, but when we can let that go, you become much more on your path and journey.
Yeah, and then once you let that go, your higher self, your guides, they start giving you information and snippets that are just for you, which makes sense because it's like this, you're here for you. You're not here for other people
Yeah,
necessarily, right? You're here to live your life. So somebody else does guilt. So guilt is stealing her happiness, and somebody
yeah,
else does financial issues.
yeah,
And then somebody else is mulling over lifetime of financial health and family issues.
yeah.
Yeah, so these are all heavy, heavy things that we are working with, right, in this lifetime.
Absolutely, absolutely. What we have to do is try to, we've talked about the energy of blight, so we need to, when we're looking at money, there's different energies, and but first and foremost, what I'd say to everyone is, when we're working on those type of issues, is what does money mean to you? Do you love money? Are you in love with money? Do you love money? Because if you don't feel that energy about money, then it's hard to bring it to yourself. So it's like um, it's feeling that money is good rather than money is bad or a thing that is hard work to earn. So it's looking really about some hidden energies around that, um, which keeps us stuck really, but it's also about the little things you can do and the little joys you can find in things. If money is tight, it's about maybe taking that walk and looking at there's things we can do for free that don't always have to cost money and that can bring us happiness. And I think we need to come back to the remembrance of that as well.
Absolutely. And of course, we all know this, but I'm going to say it again. Money is just energy. It's
Yeah,
that's all it is. And if we can remember that instead of putting so much pressure on ourselves or putting so much emphasis on it as even as a tool or resource, it's energy, just like everything else is energy, right? We are
yeah,
all made of energy as well, right?
mm,
So sometimes it's hard for people to get to that point because they're so caught up in the 3D, I need to pay
mm,
my rent, I need to put food on the table, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff, which is real. There's no question. But if we can come back to our feelings, like you said, and beliefs around money and having money
yeah,
and earning
yeah.
money and etc., right?
Yeah, and also we need to have some trust in the universe. It will provide for us, or Creator will provide for us, because we've all had times when money's been tight, but it's about also staying in that trust. And recently, I did have a little wobble out of the trust with that type of issue, but the universe did provide. And we talked about a laptop earlier. There was a reason because the universe provided me a new laptop so I could continue working.
Mm.
And yeah, it was like uh, it happened at exactly one went, and I got some money to get the laptop. So it's about, and I was thinking like everybody else, oh, da da da, and then out of the blue came a gift from the universe. So I think it's about, and that reminded me we have to continue to trust that we're
Yeah.
provided for. It's about trust and belief as well.
Yeah, trust is a big one for a lot of people. It's one that I'm working on this in this lifetime for sure. Trust has been a
Yeah,
difficult one for me. Um,
yeah.
but
Well, we're all
again,
still working on it, I think.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I just had an incident where I was working on it and I got shown that the universe has got our back. It's about, yeah, we've just all got to trust that the universe has our back. We really do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
I love that. And so again, working with trust, right, as well, and trusting the universe, trusting life, etc. And also remembering that we came here to learn. I don't like to use the word learn, but to experience different things and to embody different energies. And so for me, one of those energies that I'm to embody is trust, which is, working on, still working on it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the main reasons a lot of us have come here now is to come back to the knowing of who we truly are, which is greater than we would in third dimensional energy be given credit for. We're greater. Our souls are huge. We are children of Creator. We are creators in form, and it's coming back to remember that we are actually creators in form. We have forgotten through the drudgery and the old energies caught up in the duality, and it's coming back to remember who we truly are in our experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, and so there's a comment in the chat. In so many ways, I'm aware that my fear of connecting comes up in interactions in very subtle and small ways that would seem to be innocuous interactions, but over and over I'm shown that fear within that I do not feel safe. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's also a big one for sure. So if you're not feeling safe, how can you possibly be feeling happy, completely happy?
Absolutely. And safety is a huge topic in itself. Obviously, if you don't feel safe, it does really cause dents in your happiness. So there are huge topics that we might need to work on for our own personal happiness. But yeah, it's about the subtle energies as well that we don't even think about, little things. But definitely, yeah, if you don't feel safe, it really will impinge on how you're feeling day to day. And as it living in the 3D and the human form, we do need to look at where the feelings of lack of state safety come from, and maybe do some work on where we're not feeling safe. And if we're really not feeling safe in this moment of now, we need to look at what facilities are out there to change our situation. We need to look at outside for outside help. So it's about where does this lack of safety come from?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, these are big topics that we're talking about. But can you share again with us, Sarah, some of the subtle ones that we may not be aware of that we maybe just brush off?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one of them, another one is when we keep retelling a story. I'm just going to talk about that. If we keep going over and over an old story, it often causes us to feel very unhappy because it's still obviously running very current in our energy field. The story often offers us something. It might lead to offering us something about our identity, validation, and proof of survival. Often, many of us, and I don't like to use this word, but I have channeled this, savor a woe. And when we go over and over something, which we all do, and I've even caught myself doing it recently, going over and over a woe. Uh, it is. Yeah, definitely impinging on our happiness. And it keeps these little dents active in our energy field. And each time we retell a story, a dent actually becomes stronger.
Mhm.
So it's really not serving us. So it's also about looking at energies. Do we keep retelling a story of woe? Um, yeah, it's not about bypassing the pain of the woes we got the woe. We don't want to bypass it, but it's about looking at how this retelling is really what keeps us retelling it. Does it keep us retelling the story so that we can show that we're still uh, safe, or why are we retelling it? That's what we
Yeah,
need to really look at.
yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting, retelling stories of pain and sorrow or trauma,
Mm,
etc. Um, every time you retell it, if you're feeling something, like if there's an energetic reaction to it, you're still being triggered, right? And so all those energies from each time you were triggered come up at once, right? But so
absolutely.
so for me, I rarely retell stories, uh,
No,
and at all. And now it's interesting how after a period of time, it's like you don't even remember it. It's
no,
like, oh, that happened. Oh yeah, kind of thing, right? So,
yeah,
but at the same time, for me, a lot of the trauma, I have done a lot of work around it, so which is great. But at the
yeah,
same time, you know, I, for one, didn't want to be identified by that story, if that makes sense,
no,
right?
yeah, yeah,
But healing still had to happen, clearing, all that wonderful stuff still had to happen. But I did not want to be, I'm like this because of that.
Yeah,
Does that make
absolutely.
sense?
Yeah, yeah. So it's about often we need do when we do retell a story, there's a reason behind it, and we need to look at the loops, if you like, energetic loops we might have been stuck in, and it might be a story from a long time ago that's triggered here that keeps us in that loop.
Yeah,
But higher consciousness obviously requires a lot of lessons to be assimilated, but it's not about the endless reliving of old stories. It's about acknowledging them and letting them go. And we can use like imagery, passing clouds, like letting story go. We can use things if we're not using, deeper healing. We can use
yeah,
imagery even to help us try to release and let those old stories go. But it may also need reflection of why we keep reliving a story, but it definitely does impinge on happiness.
absolutely. So I always say take the wisdom and let the story go, right? Because
Yeah,
the reason why things happen, there, I mean, everything happens for a reason. I really do believe that, but sometimes it's hard for us to see the wisdom in the moment, right? For sure, we
absolutely.
do
Yeah,
not. But
absolutely.
afterwards, we can go back and look back and say, okay, this was what I needed to learn, or this is what I needed to experience, or whatever happens to be for you.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
and so take the wisdom and then let the story go because it's
Absolutely.
not gonna assist you moving forward. Sometimes people use stories to show a teaching of some sort, which is fine as long as you're not having that energetic reaction while you're telling the story,
Mm.
right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's about not getting caught in that loop of the story again, because it's not serving us. It really does cause big dents in our energy field, and the more you retell it, the bigger the dent gets, and the bigger the dent gets. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
it's,
And so that was a big one, the retelling of stories. And I really do believe that the less we can focus on the stories of the past and focus more on moving forward, it will get easier and easier. They
so,
say that time heals all wounds
yeah.
to a point, but you still have to do
Yeah.
some work as well.
Yeah, and we're not talking about kind of reliving the story through a counseling or a psychological kind of work. We're talking about the constant reliving of it in everyday life, retelling it to
Yeah,
friend, neighbor, it's about that type of energy of the retelling of it. It's not about when we're telling a story to release it, we're talking about the ongoing retelling.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Um, and so when, sometimes there's a manifestation is slowed down because these hidden energies are stealing our joy or our happiness, right? So our manifestations don't work. Um, Sometimes we feel like the future is really heavy. I mean, everybody's feeling that right now, right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's that type of energy that yeah we need to discuss. And the other things that block our happiness is the kind of unkindness. If we look at the energy of unkindness, which there's a lot to be said in the world,
Yeah,
we can look at. Um, yeah, it's about unkindness because that really does impinge on our happiness, and unkindness is a huge topic. But the biggest, the way we can be unkind is being unkind to ourselves, and many of us will have been unkind to ourselves, and I do include in that berating ourselves, thinking or having a feeling like we're stupid, um, things like that. It's about that type of energy. So unkindness is also a big, huge topic that also impinges on happiness or being caught in the unkindness in the world that we see today.
for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah,
And there is a lot of that right now, unfortunately.
yeah, yeah,
Um, so I know we're going to do a process or activation in a little bit, right? Was there anything else that we
absolutely.
wanted to uh, do before that? Um,
Uh,
just looking.
Not really. I was just the only other thing I wanted to really discuss is one more thing I channeled, if that's okay,
Sure. Yeah.
linked to this energy, and that's while we're talking about unkindness, it's about the energy of upheaval. Hence the reason why I wrote that little affirmation for everybody, which I can, send to you. But it's about upheaval. There's a lot of upheaval, and upheaval can make us unhappy or impinge on our happiness. Upheaval doesn't always result in disastrous outcomes. In some cases, it allows a society, a soul group, or an individual to move forward. We therefore wish to focus on the aspect of upheaval that creates despair and chaos, removing all glimmers of hope, as there have been such times when we all can review our past. When fully connected to the divine, upheaval may be seen with new eyes as a springboard for change. And I think I'm reading this because we need to remember that there's always two ways of looking at things. We can go down the despair and disaster route, or we can stay in higher consciousness where there may be a bigger picture to a lot of upheaval that we're seeing around us, and the bigger picture may be that there's a lot of change that comes from upheaval that can be positive. So I think we need to just, yeah, remember this glimmer of hope. Yeah. So I just wanted to add that into conversation
Awesome.
when we talked about kindness and world stuff.
Yes, absolutely. There is hope for sure. There's
Yeah,
that glimmer of hope because all of us, for example, there's so much love within us, and so many of us are doing, sharing our light, sharing our energies, sharing our love in the world. All of that makes a huge difference.
absolutely. Yeah. And it's about, yeah, remembering that there may be a bigger picture to a soul group or a society that we as humans, they told me can't understand because we can
Hmm.
get caught up in others upheaval, and it can be quite distressing. And it's to remember, um, yeah, to come back to not everything we can understand. We can understand it in human form with compassion, but we might not understand a higher rationale, if you like, for things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we don't have the big picture, the bigger picture
No,
for sure. Yeah,
no,
absolutely. All
yeah.
right, so I'm going to share my screen and talk a little bit about the special offer packages, and then we'll do the activation. But I'm gonna wish me luck because I'm doing it differently. So I was like, oh, what am I going to do here? Mm, I don't know. It's not working. Oh,
Oh
hold on.
dear.
Let me, um, oh my goodness, I don't know. This is weird. Let's see what
Oh,
happens when I do this. Mm, can you see my no. Oh goodness. Can you see my screen at all? Can you
no,
s
not at the moment. I
No.
can't.
Okay, well, I don't know. That
I,
was weird.
yeah.
Oh,
Is it on more? And oh, now I've lost you completely. I've just touched. Is it on more and share? I don't know if that's it.
well, I have the share button, but
It's not doing it. It's what it's
it's
told.
yeah, it's not finding the page that what I want to share. So it's like, oh, hold on.
Oh dear.
This has never happened because it's different. Oh, oh, no, no, no. Okay, sorry. Um, do you have the special offer page up on your screen?
I don't have it up. I can talk about it. I've got it written here somewhere.
Okay,
The
we'll have to do that
packages.
because I don't know how to.
Mm. So I've got three packages. One is a 60-minute session. Uh, yeah, so that's deep healing still will occur, clearing subtle energies of distortion affecting happiness, um, aiding you to feel lighter and clearer. But basically, um, the way I work is basically I channel beforehand, so it's always whatever's highest and best for the soul. If we're looking at the energy of happiness, it would be what is the greatest energy impinging on happiness right now. So it's a beautiful way to begin restoring natural state of happiness. Package B is healing your deepest happiness wound. It's a 90-minute session working with the golden keys from Melchizedek directly with Creator to release and realign. That's for anyone that wants to go a bit deeper. And then package C, which is hour golden key healing. Sorry, 2.5 hours golden key healing, a deeper healing where we'll be, yeah, working deeply with the keys, looking at maybe the energy of stagnation and what is the biggest wound or block to joy.
Awesome. Thank you. And of course, I've worked with Sarah as well many times, and the healing goes deep, 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 deep. So whether you choose package A, B, or C, the healing goes very, very deep. Um, I was gonna say, so there is a payment plan available for all three packages. And of course, if you are an Inner Circle member, please use your gift code. There's some wonderful, wonderful testimonials as well from people who have worked with Sarah on the special offer page. I just shared it in the chat. And at the same time, there is a much longer bio as well on that page for you to take a look at and read up about Sarah. Okay. So I feel sad that
Lovely.
I couldn't share my screen, but I'm gonna have to figure that
Uh,
out.
I could try and share mine, but I might make a complete mess of it. And normally when I'm teaching or something, I have a little mess around and then I eventually get it. So I could try, but I wouldn't promise that it'd be
It's yeah,
exactly
it's okay.
perfect.
I'll play with it and
Okay.
see what I can do. But
Yeah.
we are
Uh,
live, and sometimes things happen when you're live, and so this is one of those learning moments as well. So it's all good. All right.
yeah.
So Sarah, I know we're going to do an activation. So is there anything that we need to have an intention or anything like that, or you're just going to take us through it?
Just going to take through. It's just about relaxing and being accepting of the energies. So we're going to go directly up to work with Creator, working in the golden key energy. And I channeled beforehand. We're just going to clear a bit of stuck, fast energy, no movement, um, and just bring some glory in and some resonate back with some glory on our path forward. I didn't discuss the path, but that's another block to our joy or our happiness, feeling like our path isn't straightforward. So we're
Mm.
going to bring some glory onto back to our path and our journey forward.
Yeah, our path is never straightforward. So,
No.
but we wish it was. So
Absolutely. We
it's
wish it was, but when we think that our path's never gonna clear or it's always gonna be very, very rocky, it does and it can impinge on happiness. But yeah, I that's why they told me to put the path thing into the activation today. So
Yeah, and that also goes back to the self-judgment, berating ourselves, self-criticism, right? As well.
absolutely, absolutely, yeah. So yeah, so yeah, nothing needs to happen for anyone. We yeah, if you just relax, it's guided by Creator.
Awesome. So we just have to receive.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
get to receive.
Absolutely. So yeah, if everyone's sitting comfortably, you need to imagine taking a deep breath, beautiful golden platinum light coming down from Creator, Ali Elohim. Imagining a glorious light connecting you with the divine as the divine Iki Ishis. Imagine that beautiful light going through your body now, down and down, glorious light, till it reaches your feet. Imagining that beautiful light going down through new earth, gold earth, bright and platinum earth, anchoring you in this moment. Hallelujah. Imagining this light now traveling up through new earth, bright earth, golden platinum earth, up through your body, up and up, till it reaches your head. Imagine this light now, travelling up through the universe, past the stars and the sky, up and up. Till you reach a beautiful place that's right for you, sitting with Creator in Creator's glory and Creator's light. Hallelujah. Imagine this glorious light around you now as you step into the key energy. Ishis Aswad. Taking a deep breath. And you feel yourself relaxing, surrounded by light. You feel protection, love, joy, and peace around you. Feeling this light travel through you in glory and in peace. As you sit there, feel your body relaxing. You feel conflict and worry dissolving in this glorious place, in this glorious light. Knowing you're connected to Creator through the glory. Knowing you are light. Ki ish is aswad. As you feel this glory now, in the whole of your being, you feel some energy of stagnation lift. You feel yourself bathed in the most amazing, glorious light. Creator knowing who you are. Clearing being locked into certain stories now. Iki ish is aswad. You'll move forward from that story. Peace, compassion, eternal love. Iki ish is aswad. You feel yourself surrounded by light. You are connected to this light. And you remember this light. You become one. Creator's light. Iki Shisasos. Taking a deep breath. Creator moves you forward with the flow. Feeling love in your heart expand. Sending this love out. Part of the divine. You sit in this flow now, in the glory and the light. Feel that light through you. Now, taking a deep breath. You are bathed in the most glorious light. Calm through all your systems. Peace from Creator to you in this moment, Aline. Taking a deep breath as we come back to the glorious place. We started sitting directly with Creator, Aline. Taking deep breath as we begin to come back down, floating through the universe, past the stars and the sky, hallelujah. And that light reaching the top of our heads, that light going slowly through the body, which is us, slowly and slowly down to your feet, anchoring you in light, Iki Shisasus. Taking that light through new earth, bright earth, golden platinum earth. Back up through the earth, through your feet, through your body, till it reaches the top of your head. Sitting with that light for a moment, taking a deep breath while we anchor this energy, Iki Ish Is Us, in and around you. Bathe you in light and connection. Taking a deep breath. You feel your heart expand. Connected to the divine as part of the divine. Slowly and surely, just opening your eyes. Ali Elohim. grounding energy surrounds you now.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. How's everybody doing? Calmer, grounded, centered. Did you feel that energy of the glory? Let us know. Let us know in the chat how you're doing.
Yeah,
It's hard to speak.
yeah. Oh, bless you.
Feeling lighter, calmer, definitely grounded,
Lovely.
definitely centered, right? Yeah.
Brilliant.
Thank you. That was peaceful, feeling so peaceful and grounded. Grounded. That was beautiful. Sorry, feeling so peaceful and grounded. Awesome. Exactly. That's
Lovely.
that's that's how I'm feeling too.
Oh,
Peaceful
good.
and grounded, calm, lighter and happier. Awesome. Good. That's what we
Lovely.
want, right? To feel lighter and happier.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And there was a bit of a um just creator brought some beautiful love down to everyone's heart. I saw it just expanding and also clearing some old stories of stagnation. Just saw a lot of stuff flying off and bringing back that peace. So yeah,
Yep.
hopefully um yeah, it's helped everyone feel a lot more grounded and
Abs
peaceful.
Absolutely. Glad I was
Yeah.
just in time. Beautiful, light in heart, calm and peaceful. Awesome. Good. I'm glad you were able to enjoy that and receive that. Just got
Yeah.
on. Divine timing as process started. Perfect. Perfect
Lovely.
feeling. So much calmer and relaxed. Wow, so, so beautiful. Yummy energies, feeling so deeply calm and peaceful. Oh, good. Awesome.
Mm. Lovely.
So
Lovely.
even with the technical difficulties, we're still feeling pretty good. We're still feeling calm and peaceful. So that's wonderful. That was
Absolutely.
beautiful, good, grounded, peaceful, and feeling happy. Nice.
Ah, lovely. Thanks.
Awesome. So any last words of wisdom for us, Sarah, from either, Melchizedek or anybody else or yourself?
Yeah, I think the words of wisdom is really to keep sending love to ourselves and love out into the world and keep ourselves focused on um, that we are bigger than we know, and our little actions do have bigger consequences than we can see. So sending out that love to the world, our world and all worlds really does help the collective, and it's to keep our energies high and yeah, to keep remembering that is our divine birthright for to be happy, really.
Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
was just going to add that, yes, when we're sending out healing energies, love, unconditional love, blessings, etc., to the collective, it's not just only helping the collective, it's also helping us as well. It's raising our
Mhm.
vibration and frequency as well, right? And taking us
Absolutely.
to that
Yeah.
joyful state as well. So
And also,
beautiful.
yeah, also definitely sending love to ourselves. Because if we send love to ourselves, then we can like share it in a greater way.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Lovely.
it doesn't mean you have to sit there for half an hour, just 2 minutes of it, the intention of sending yourself love is going to make a huge difference for yourself as well.
Absolutely. Definitely. Definitely.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everybody,
Thank
for
you.
your comments and feedback in the chat, for participating. And if you'd like to work with
Yeah.
Sarah, please check out the special offer page, packages A, B, and C. Again, they're all wonderful. So take advantage of this time to work with her and start that movement moving forward, right? So we don't have to stay stuck. We don't have to, um, it's not even necessarily about stuck, but we don't have to let these hidden silent energies that are impinging on our happiness to stop us and, from
No,
being happy and creating our best life and having our best life. So definitely so much is
absolutely.
possible for us. So
Absolutely. We need to remember we're part of the divine walking forward.
always,
Yeah.
always, for sure.
And yeah.
Thank you. And of course, I will have the recordings out in a little while, so please stay tuned for that. Go back and watch for all the wisdom and, of course, this activation as well. Okay, so that'll be out in just a little bit. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Sarah, and we'll be back
Thank you.
We'll be back tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. So I'll see you then. And then we'll be back on Thursday as well. So much happening this week. So thank you, everyone. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love and blessings. Bye for now. Yes, definitely catch the replay
Bye.
if you missed the first little bit for sure. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye for
Bye.
now. Thank you, Sarah. All right, bye, everyone.